What's up, Bama Nation? How we feeling? It's Monday. Yours truly, Stephen Smith, Touchdown Alabama magazine, coming to you from the home location. Bye week for your Alabama Crimson Tide. Gonna get into right now. What did we learn? What did we learn from Alabama's victory over Missouri? Shutout 34-0 for the first time since 2020. The COVID year. Alabama shutting out a Southeastern Conference opponent. It did that against Mississippi State in the 2020 campaign. But we're going to get into what did we learn from Alabama's win over Mizzou. First and foremost, we learned this. The leadership for the Crimson Tide has come to the forefront. The leadership is there. We heard all week in practice, Tyler Booker, veteran offensive lineman, carrying a fire about himself all week in practice, getting on guys, challenging guys, holding guys accountable, showing the energy. In the post-game interview, Booker told us in the media, I can't tell you what I said all week in practice because if I say what I said, I may not be able to talk to you guys anymore. So Booker took it upon himself to show that leadership all week in practice last week prior to the matchup against Missouri. You look at Malachi Moore all week long, demanding excellence, requiring excellence, wanting guys to play to the standard, wanting guys to do the little things right. We saw Malachi, after a big play by Jamarian Latham, celebrate with him. After Brayson Hubbard got the pick, celebrating with him. After Quay Russo got a pick, celebrating with him. Like, you saw the leadership come to the forefront. And this is what we need to see. As Bama consumers, as people that enjoy this football program, we were asking about where is the leadership on this team. It came center stage against Missouri. That's what we need to see happen. We need to see that. Now, can you build off that? Can that continue, right? Because you're in another playoff elimination game next week when you talk about going down to Baton Rouge, Tiger Stadium, and going out to Tiger Stadium, Death Valley, and Baton Rouge to take on LSU. So you're going to have to take this effort from the leaders and apply it to next week here against the Tigers. But the number one thing we learned against Missouri, the leadership stepped up. Those guys played ball. Very, very, very good to see that there from the Alabama leadership group. So that's number one. But number two thing we learned from the win over Missouri, Nick Sheridan. Do you see what happens when you trust the running game, when you commit to it with discipline, and you allow the offensive line to flex its muscles in the trenches? Do you see what can happen, right? In the second half, Alabama wore Mizzou down with the run game. We saw Alabama be able to finish the game with physicality, finish the game with dominance, finish the game on top, wear Mizzou out running the football. Tyler Booker said after the game, we had to force the coaches to trust the run game. And how do you force the coach to do it? Well, offensive line, you force the coaches to do it by putting this game on your back and running the football down Mizzou's throat. And that's what happened in the second half of this matchup. I mean, big ups to Justice Haynes, that 35-yard click-clack, boom, touchdown run in the second half. Kalen DeBoer mentioned there was a different level of physicality that happened on that run. We've been waiting on that version of Justice Haynes. We've been waiting on that. We knew when he came in the 2023 class from Georgia that he was talented, that he was good, five-star player. But we've been waiting on that I have arrived moment from Justice Haynes. At 35-yard, lower the shoulder, boom, and keep going to the house. That was the moment right there. Justice, 8 carries for 79 yards. Jam Miller had 2 touchdowns. Jalen Milroe had a touchdown. Bama, the run game, 279 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns. Now you see, Nick Sheridan, when you trust the run, what it does for you. Bama's got to continue with that moving forward, but that was number 2. Number 3 thing that we learned was that swarm defense swarmed against Missouri. Now, I understand that a lot of us, I myself included, was kind of looking at Kane Womack a little bit crazy there the last couple of weeks or so, but his defense does work. It goes to the execution of the players. When you're executing a play properly and at the highest level, production happens, right? You go back to the Tennessee game. The Tennessee game, that 4-2-5 defense did enough to win that game against the Volunteers 2 weeks ago. The offense didn't give it any help at all. When you go back to last week, 4-2-5 defense, you forced 3 takeaways. Malachi Moore gets a pick. Bray Hubbard gets a pick. Quay Russo. And how about Carver High School in Montgomery? The Gump played a role on an interception itself. James Smith pressured the quarterback, Drew Pines, forcing Drew Pine to throw the ball right at Quay Russo. And Quay got his hands on it, brought it in, got the pick. Big ups to Montgomery, Carver High School, playing a role there. And that takeaway for Alabama. But defense forced 3 takeaways. Alabama allowed just 3 third-down conversions on 13 attempts to Mizzou. And Mizzou tried to go for it on 4th down on the goal line trying to score. Alabama said, no, sir, not having that. Keeping the shutout there intact. So swarm defense swarmed. The last 3 games, this Kane Womack defense has forced 10 takeaways. So the defense, Kane's the right guy for the job. Right guy for the job. It's just taking a minute, right? It's taking a minute. It's taking some time for these guys to adjust there. But Kane's the right guy here for this job. So big job there by the Alabama defense there. That was number 3. The number 4 thing that we learned was Jeremy Bernard has emerged as a guy Jalen Milroe can trust, and he needs to trust more, right? The last 3 games, South Carolina, Germ, 4 catches for 89 yards, a touchdown. Tennessee, Bernard, 5 catches for 72 yards. And Missouri, Bernard, 5 catches for 73 yards. He's literally saying, Jalen, you can depend on me. You can lean on me. You don't have to always go to Ryan Williams. You can lean on me to make the big play. I'm going to catch the football. In the last 3 matchups, Jeremy Bernard has been Johnny on the spot making plays, and we all thought he would be the leading receiver this season. Why? Because of everybody, Bernard knows this offense the most. He comes from Washington. He followed Kalen DeBoer. He followed Jamarcus Shepard from Washington to Alabama. So, and then you go back to the spring game, Bernard, 3 catches for 122 yards. So we all thought that Germ would be the leading receiver. It's become Ryan Williams. No problem with that. No issue with that. But what we have seen the last 3 weeks that is a huge positive is Germ is showing Jalen Milroe, look, bro, you don't have to look at two's direction every time. Lean on me. Look at me. I got you. You can depend on me. So that's big there where Bernard is concerned in this offense. The last thing we learned was, folks, Graham Nicholson stepped up. 2 made field goals. Made one from 46 yards away, made one from 39 yards away. That was big. There is going to come a point where you're going to need Nicholson to come through. 2023 Lou Groza Award winner, All-American kicker last year at the University of Miami at Ohio. Yes, we all look at how did he edge out Will Reichert for that, but, Reichert in the NFL making 57-yard kicks for the Minnesota Vikings. I know we all miss what Will was able to do, but Reichert is now doing his thing in the National Football League, so we bring it back to Bama. There's going to come a point this season you are going to need Nicholson to come through. And this was big for his confidence. Having him go out there, make a field goal, 46 yards against Mizzou, make another one, 39 yards against Mizzou. So that was a positive right there. So that's just some of what we learned, right? We learned, hey, leadership stepping up at the right time, guys getting the firm understanding. We got to do the little stuff. We got to get back to playing to that Bama standard. And the bully ball, the joyless murder ball, folks, it's still there. It hasn't dissipated. It hasn't left. That's another thing we learned. We learned that joyless murder ball is still there. It hasn't died away. Bama's just got to have it every single week. We saw it against Mizzou. We saw it the first half against Georgia. We saw it against Wisconsin. Like, it ain't dead. Joyless murder ball is not dead. It's this team has to stack continuous full game performances of it. Right? That's what Alabama's got to do. So we've learned. Leadership stepped up, took center stage. Proud of that. Got to continue to have that happen. We learned when you trust the run, Nick Sheridan, big things can happen. We saw that. Number 3, swarm defense swarmed against Missouri. Got to continue that up. Got to continue that up there. Number 4, Jeremy Bernard, proving to Jalen Milroe, hey, look at me. You can depend on me. You can rely on me as a wide receiver. Jerem stepping up. Last but not least here, great job by Graham Nicholson from the kicking aspect, making both of his field goals. You're going to need Graham at some point. That was big there for his confidence. That's just some of the things that we learned from Alabama's win over Missouri as the Crimson Tide now in its bye week. Another aspect we picked up, Coach DeBoer spoke today at the Monday morning quarterback event. He did update us on Cole Adams, redshirt freshman wide receiver from Oklahoma. Adams, who exited the game against Missouri on crutches, suffering a lower body injury. Coach DeBoer mentioned at the postgame presser after the game that this could be something where he misses more time on the field. DeBoer said today that he didn't have an update immediately on Cole Adams, but something should come by the end of today, if not tomorrow. So hopefully it's not too severe on Cole. I like Cole Adams. Tough as nails on punt return. Fearless. And here's a guy that's starting to become even more of an impact guy in that wide receiver rotation. So hopefully it's nothing too severe when it comes to Cole Adams, but pretty soon here from Coach DeBoer, between tonight and tomorrow, we should get an update there on Cole Adams. But we're going to get into the comment section, taking your comments here on tonight's show to open up this bye week. Yours truly, Stephen Smith from the home location. We got my guy Randy from Dogs Cast, Georgia Bulldog Football. Good evening, Stephen. Randy, how you feeling, man? Happy to have you drop it in here. My guy Randy, appreciate him. We got D1_Tide with the Road Tide. Road Tide to you, D1. We got Ryan Gunn giving us a roll tide. Roll tide to you, Ryan. Happy to see you in here. We got 72 people in the live chat right now. Hit that like button. Smash the like button. Hit the subscribe button as well. That daily super chat go $100 daily. Super chat go $100 right there. Deborah Franklin is here. Give us that roll tide. Appreciate you, Deborah. My guy, Don Parker in the building. Good evening, everyone. Greetings from Washington, D.C. Shout out to my people from Montgomery. Roll tide. The gum did its thing there. Quay Russo, James Smith collaborating there on an interception. Jay Walker writes in, roll tide, time to get healthy before heading to Death Valley. Jay Walker, that's the big thing. That's how you attack the bye week. Got to get players healthy. And there's been some thoughts on, is Jalen Milroe banged up? Is Jalen Milroe hurt? Is Milroe all right? You know, I've heard from a couple of people that Milroe a bit banged up. Some are saying he's not banged up. Whatever the case is with Milroe, we know he has not looked like the same Milroe we saw against Georgia and Wisconsin. So there's an issue there. There is something lingering there. You got to get Milroe healthy. You got to get other guys healthy heading into this matchup here against LSU. Now, do you get Keon Saab back? That's a bit tricky. I don't think so. With a broken foot issue, it takes a while. So I don't think you get Keon Saab back for next week. But Brayson Hubbard, back-to-back weeks, getting increased reps. This is good for his confidence. This is good for his growth. This is good for his development. And with Brayson Hubbard out there, it just feels like Malachi Moore is playing more free. Does it look like that? Am I wrong? It just looks like with Bray Hubbard out there, Malachi is playing more free as a safety. So if that's the case, definitely want to see Bray grow more and increase those reps, because now we are seeing what the depth is for Alabama football, right? You're seeing Bray step up more. You're seeing King Mack step up more. You're seeing Deshaun Jones step up more. I know I got a chance to look at Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. get some reps out there on the field. Zay Mincy knocked somebody out last week. You're seeing Zay Mincy get out there more. So this is a good thing. Even though it sucks that Saab is out, it gives you a chance to see what your depth is really working with, Brayson Hubbard on down. So that's good for Alabama football. But definitely Jay Walker getting guys happy. Yeah, getting guys healthy. Yeah, Warrior in here. Roll Tide Roll. Appreciate my man Yeah in here helping us out on the show. Larry Large. Somebody say Roll Tide. Larry Large checking in here. J-Dub with the Roll Tide Roll. Appreciate J-Dub being a part of the show. My guy From, baby. We in here. Skyline Crew on the top floor. Let's get it. Skyline Crew, we in here, From. We in here. Crimson Tide writes in, Mizzou was hobbled. Happy Bama won, but I want to see the LSU game. I mean, Crimson Tide, that's a good perspective. Look, a lot of people are looking at, was the Mizzou win showing any type of improvement, which I think it did. I get it, Mizzou was hobbled. You look at Brady Cook, probably shouldn't have even played in the game, but he gutted it out and played. You were down your best running back and Nate Noel. You were down a wide receiver. You were down a defensive back. Mizzou was down quite a few players. But this was very good for Alabama's confidence to go out there and get the shutout victory over the Tigers. But we do want to see the LSU game. Why? This is going to be a night game. It's been announced. 6:30 on the Bayou, Baton Rouge, Tiger Stadium at night on ABC. Everybody's going to want to watch this football game. Alabama and LSU have presented or produced some of the best memories in college football. So, Kalen DeBoer, this is his first time traveling to Tiger Stadium to look at Mike the Tiger at night. Everybody's going to want to get a look at how does Alabama come out against LSU. But first and foremost, Crimson Tide has got to attack this bye week the right way. Roll Tide and rise up with the Roll Tide family. Appreciate Roll Tide and rise up in here. Christian Hill's in here. Roll Tide, Stephen M. I hope Bama can continue to build off this performance. Consistency is what we need on both sides of the ball, period. You got to have consistency. Offensively, defensively, special teams as well. This is a performance where Alabama has got to build on it. Stack another great game on top of it. Stack more practices on top of it. The team leaders, hey, stay on these guys' necks as team leaders. Hold yourself accountable as a team leader, but hold your teammates accountable as well. These coaches, stay on them. I mean, we saw DeBoer let loose with some passion getting after some players. Love that. Like, stay on it. Stay on it. Don't let up. Stay on it. Bama's got to stay on it moving forward. Derek Spencer writes in, Roll Tide. Roll Tide to you, Derek. Happy to see you in here. Don Parker writes in, how is it that players have to convince coaches to run the ball? Really? I'm telling y'all, this coaching staff, definitely the problem. Much appreciated and respect for Justice Haynes. I'm saying, Tyler Booker mentioned, Don, hey, we had to force it to run the ball. And the coaches saw, wait a minute, Justice Haynes physical like that? We need to run the football. Jam Miller, got to run the football. There were moments in the second half that whatever was lingering with Jalen, Milroe tried to shake that off of him as he had, a rushing touchdown there. So, got to be able to run the football. In this conference, got to be able to do it consistently and open up 4 and 5 and 6 yard runs, because that allows the play action. That allows the passing game to come to life when you're able to run the football at will. Let's see here. We got my guy, Derek Spencer, in the building. You got that right, Steven. That's running the football. And I think that's the things I touched on that we learned from Bama's win over at Mizzou. We got my guys, Whitwell Sports, baby, title towel. If you haven't got that towel, get your rally towel right now. Wave that towel in the air like you just don't care. Supporting that Bama football, WhitwellSports.com. My guys, Thomas Whitaker and Lavelle Wilson. Those guys now, we go back over a decade. Those guys do a tremendous job. Their title towel, check them out right there. Whitwell Sports comes back here with DeGump. Yeah, Quay Russo, James Smith. They put the 3-3-4 on the board right there, collaborating for that interception over the weekend. Whitwell Sports with that 3-3-4. Absolutely. Got to have a title towel up. Got to have it up right there. If you haven't gotten yourself one, go to WhitwellSports.com. Get you that title towel today. Absolutely. More trust in Jeremy Bernard as a wide receiver that can give you something in the passing game. And Milroe's been looking to him more. Got to continue to do that. Don Parker writes in, shout out to West Montgomery. Although I went to Lanier High School, much respect to Carver. Carver High School, James Smith, Quay Russo did that thing. James Smith, pressure from the quarterback, Drew Pine, caused him to throw the football right at Quay Russo. Quay putting his hands on it, securing it, bringing it in for the interception. Jay Walker writes in, shout out to Kane's dad for coming through with helping fix the defense. So Jay Walker is shouting out Dave Womack, father of Kane Womack, the creator of the 4-2-5 swarm defense. Well, hey, that group swarmed over the weekend on last week. Don Parker writes in, Bama, stop sleeping on Montgomery. A lot of talent in the Gump. Us people from Montgomery are built different. No matter what, good or bad, we want it. So Don Parker is pitching this to the coaches. Get back to recruiting the city of Montgomery. That's basically what Don Parker's telling you. Get back out there to the trenches of Montgomery and get back to recruiting the 334 area code. That's coming from one Don Parker. Chatman family with the RTR rise up. Appreciate that, Chatman family. Sprinkle comes in with, I still saw the same mistakes on offense. Defense showing that they're getting better. Defense is showing that it's getting better. The mistakes offensively, got to continue to cut down the penalties. Got to do better on third down offense. I don't think Alabama converted a third down against Missouri. And when you go down to LSU, you got to convert those third downs. So the third down offense for Alabama has to get better. And I think, a lot of the issues, you got to get Jalen Milroe back healthy. If it is in the event that he's truly banged up, you got to get that man back healthy. That will alleviate some things. Something else that will alleviate some things, as I mentioned this, trusting the rush and attack, getting those holes open up for these backs to get 4 and 5 and 6 yards of carry. That will also help out to improve the offense. But appreciate Sprinkle with that thought right there. Don Parker right now, we got 60 in the chat. Hit the like button, smash the like button. We now got 89. We've had at least over 90 in the chat there. So definitely hit the like button, hit that subscribe button as well. That daily super chat go $100. Daily super chat go $100 right there. We got Basan of a dude, 169 writes in, hottest show popping on the streets. That's us right here. In my own words, appreciate that. We got my man from Dodgers already up. So the Dodgers-Yankees World Series happening right now. Since the Dodgers already up. So Dodgers up on the Yankees right now in the World Series. Patricia Purdue, give us that roll tide to you, Patricia. Don Parker, of course, I have to be honest, still too many fundamental mistakes, bad technique and penalties. Bama needs to put in the work this bye week on the basics. Don't take LSU lightly because A&M beat them. A&M did handle LSU. A&M handled LSU. So you're going to see an intense LSU team, an angry LSU team. Brian Kelly is going to have these guys prepared. Bama's got to play clean, effective football. Use this bye week to prepare yourself, but Bama's got to play clean, effective football against LSU. Let's see. Godfather of the SEC, my guy Waylon with hello, everyone. Appreciate my man Waylon checking in. The president being a part here of the show. Let's see here. Roll Tide and Rise Up writes in, I still wish they would get Law more involved. I want Kendrick Law to have more touches too. It's like they're starting to sprinkle him into this offense, but I want him to touch the ball a bit more, just a little bit more. Seeing Kendrick Law touch the football, because when he gets it, he's creating first down opportunities. When he gets it, he's creating plays here for the offense. Son writes in, Stephen, what grade would you give our OC at this point in the season? At what grade would I give Nick Sheridan? I give him a C minus at this point, because there have been some good things, but there's still way too many areas where Sheridan could be better at. So I would go C minus at this point. Son. That's where I would go there. Let's see. Faram writes in, love the YouTube TV. Multi-view watching Yankees, Dodgers, NBA, and then Steelers, Giants. So Faram giving props to YouTube TV, giving him all of his sports here today, of which he is watching there. We got Javion Smith writes in, someone said Texas A&M gave Bama the blueprint to beat LSU. A&M did. To be honest, Mike Elko and the Aggies did give Bama the blueprint to beat LSU. If you go back and you watch that game, you see it right there. Will Kane Womack, Kane and DeBoer, Nick Sheridan take from what A&M did and use that against LSU? We'll see. But if you go back and you watch the tape from the A&M game against LSU, Mike Elko provided a blueprint. If you're going to beat LSU, if you're going to handle the Tigers, here's how you do it. So we will see if the Bama coaching staff takes that blueprint there. Let's see. My man Waylon writes in, let's remember Lenny Patrick, number 25, has passed away today at 63. He played at Alabama 1980 to 83. Yes, remember Lenny Patrick, one of the great running backs to play in this program. He played under Paul Bryant, under Bear Bryant, and then of course the 1983 season he was under Ray Perkins. So definitely remembering, giving our thoughts and condolences to the Patrick family. Lenny Patrick, the great number 25 for Alabama, passing away today at 63. So thank you for bringing that to us. Wagging our hearts and prayers are with the Patrick family on that. Let's see here. Yeah, Warrior writing in, Roll Tide family, time to turn it on and get it done. Get it done in terms of getting healthy over the bye week, getting yourself prepared here for LSU. Jalen Ism writes in, what is your opinion on the improved defense? Defense is getting better game by game. I mean, Kane Womack, each game, he's gotten this defense playing better. It's a young group in the secondary. You don't have that marquee number one pass rusher, but Q Robinson's having a good year. Jihad Campbell's giving you something. Different guys are having to step up, and they've done that. The last 3 games, we're looking at 10 takeaways by this defense. So this group is improving with each week here under Womack. Mario Caldwell writes in with the Roll Tide. Appreciate you, Mario, helping us out here on the show. Let's see here. Don Parker writes in, good to see you, Waylon. Sad news regarding Lenny Patrick. Yes, it's sad news here on Lenny Patrick. Him passing away today at 63. But it's always good to see Waylon in the chat line doing his thing there. We got here, Berman writes in, RIP, Lenny Patrick beat Auburn. Lenny was huge in the Iron Bowl there against Auburn. Ryan Gunn writes in, this is a performance they can build off of. The running game utilizing the backs and the D playing way more locked in and intense, focused, fast, and rough. Ryan, absolutely. The performance against Mizzou is something to build off of, right? Because this is your starting point of wanting to show the College Football Playoff Committee we belong. Bama belongs as one of the top 12 teams in this playoff. So this is a good start. This is a performance that you build off of. It has to continue utilizing the running backs. It has to continue defense continue swimming to the ball, making plays, creating havoc. It has to continue the team captain stepping up, being leaders. It has to continue Jeremy Bernard rising to help Milrow. All of these things have to continue. But this is a good start. Love Bama writes in, Roll Tide with a tidal wave, some hearts there, and the Alabama A. Appreciate Love Bama right there. We got Edic Nazmiric. It was a depleted Missouri game. Don't be putting this rat poison out. Okay. I'll say this. Missouri, we're talking about what you learned from the Missouri game. Missouri had injuries, yes. This is still a 6-2 Missouri team. Still a good football team. Yes, Missouri did not have several of its guys out there. But this is a 6-2 program. This is still a solid Missouri football team. Let's see here. He comes back with, I think Alabama can beat anyone if they just play their game and stop with the undisciplined mistakes. True. Alabama can hang with anyone if it plays to its standard. Coach Nick Saban said prior to kickoff against Missouri, what did Nick Saban say? Bama shouldn't be worried about beating Missouri. Bama should be worried about getting back to playing to their standard. If Bama plays to its standard, it will come out on top. That's the main thing. Playing to its standard, not having the undisciplined mistakes there. Mario Caldwell comes back with, I feel an upset for LSU. Bama plays well as the underdog. This game will determine Bama's true identity. Mario, I can see that. Going down on the road, hostile environment, at night, Mike the Tiger, playing LSU. This game will unlock Bama's legit identity. This game will unlock that. So, Bama, take what you did against Mizzou, attack the bye week, get guys healthy. You go down there and you handle LSU on the road. This will unlock Bama's true identity here. Pork Rinds writes in, Alabama is not back. They beat a really bad Missouri team. Really bad. Some people look at Missouri overrated. You got some pundits out there, including one, Danny Cannell of CBS Sports HQ, who says Bama is not a playoff team. Bama hasn't looked like a playoff team all year. You know, Bama's resume doesn't deserve a playoff spot. They beat an overrated Missouri team. Even if Alabama beats LSU, I would only give Alabama a sliver of hope to make the playoff. That's coming from CBS HQ's Danny Cannell. So this attacking the bye week the right way is huge. But this LSU game next week is going to be something. Don Parker writes in, man, Justice Truck was epic, almost as good as Damian Harris. Justice Haynes trucked that guy. Ran him over, kept going. That type of physicality is what Alabama needs to hang its hat on for the remainder of the season, having that type of physicality. Waylon giving us a little bit of history here. Alabama's record in Death Valley, 29-10-2. So Alabama's got a strong record in Death Valley. Appreciate Waylon bringing up the information right here. Bama's record at Tiger Stadium, Death Valley, 29-10-2. Carl James, 2021. Gotta keep Perkins controlled. That would be Harold Perkins, the talented pass rusher there for LSU. Definitely got to keep him in check there. Tolbert St. OG with Roll Tide Bama Nation. Appreciate Tolbert in here. Christian Hughes shouting out from Skyline Crew checking in tonight. Oh, yeah, got Skyline, baby. Skyline, we in here. Pretty Mimi with a Roll Tide. Appreciate Pretty Mimi in here. We got William Hagenmayer. We learned Missouri was riddled with injuries. Yes, Missouri was riddled with injuries. Yes. But Alabama still had to play it. Bama still had to go out there and play to its standard of excellence, even with a Missouri team riddled by injuries, in which Alabama did go out there. They played with intensity. They played with toughness. They played with physicality. You get a shutout, all of these things. Now, yes, there are still some pieces to this pie that need to be improved and cleaned up, but you did get a big shutout win there. Don Parker writes in, Stephen M., please remind Justin, but I'm still waiting on that title towel. I will remind Justin of that, Don. Don't worry. I will remind Justin of that you are still waiting there on your title towel. From writes in, Christian, we see you. See Christian shouting out from recognizing Christian, the Skyline Crew in the back. You know, gotta show some love for the Skyline Crew. Let's see, Christian writes in, at this point, how do you need to convince the coaches about the running game? I don't get it, but hopefully this will be a positive to build off of. So this is something that I wouldn't say convince all the coaches. You're convincing one guy, and it's Nick Sheridan. You're convincing Nick Sheridan, hey, we got to run this football. A little background on Nick Sheridan. Sheridan's only had 1 year as an offensive coordinator under his belt prior to coming to Alabama, and that was 2019 at Indiana, right? Sheridan is a glorified tight ends coach. This is his third time, this is his second time as an offensive coordinator, right? Second time doing this, second time doing this. So Sheridan is learning, as we all are, but he's got to have the understanding of if something is working, if you are successfully running the football and you're getting 4, 5, 6 yards, you are ahead of the chains, then that means you got to be disciplined with it. You cannot deviate from that, especially when it's working. So this is something definitely to build off of. Maybe, just maybe, Sheridan has gotten the gist of, okay, I see where running the football works. I have got to stick to it here. Son writes in, I think we only converted one first down. I think we only converted one first down against Mizzou. So Son is saying only one third down conversion for Alabama's offense against Mizzou. Alabama's offense definitely has got to pick it up on third down against Mizzou. Darren Watson will give us a roll tide. Well, Darren Watson, give us a roll tide to you, Darren. Don Parker is saying, come on, Yankees. Really? So we got Don Parker, we got Fromm. Everybody's got interest here in this World Series matchup between the Yankees and the Dodgers. That game happening right now. We got Son. Law needs 10 touches a game. Kendrick Law has got to touch the football. He's got to touch the football. Several times a game, he's got to. We got Alex Mangrum writes in, it is up to Milroe. If he's off his game again, long night versus LSU. He's the X factor. Milroe has got to be on his game. And that's what I'm saying. Use this bye week, get him healthy, get him back to where he was against Georgia. Get this brother back healthy. A healthy Milroe is a big deal. Big deal. I go back to last year. Milroe was dominant against LSU. Last year, Milroe over 100 yards rushing, over 100 yards passing. He totaled 4 rushing touchdowns. Bama beat LSU 42-28 at Bryant-Denny. Get Milroe back healthy. It's the big thing right there. Let's see here. We got Don Parker. More carrying on and the tight ends to complement the run game. Run the ball effectively. It opens up the entire playbook. Got to have more carrying on and more use of the tight ends. More use, getting C.J. Dupree, getting Josh Cuevas, getting Robbie Oots, getting those guys the ball. Getting those guys the ball as well as working in carrying on even more. Don Parker returns with A&M ran the ball and was physical at the point of attack. We can learn from that. Just saying. A&M was physical. Like, Mike Elko has brought a physicality to A&M. He has done more with A&M in one season than Jimbo Fisher's entire tenure. Just saying. Mike Elko has done more with A&M in one season than Jimbo Fisher in his entire tenure. So, you're Alabama. Watch that tape from the A&M LSU game. You can pick up some pointers from that matchup. J.D. Long in here. Roll Tide. Stephen M. Smith. J.D. Happy to have you in here, my man. We got LNS writes in. What's up, Stephen? Roll Tide. Appreciate you, LNS, in here. We got Monica Petaway. What's up, Bama Nation? Roll Tide. Monica is in here. Happy to have you with us, Monica, and all of you guys for checking out the show. Let's see, From giving us our World Series update, 3-0 Dodgers. So those of you watching the World Series right now, Dodgers up 3-0 on the Yankees. Let's see, Randy Ware writes in, the Bama basketball team is rolling in Huntsville tonight. Bama basketball, that season getting cranked up under Nate Oates. Excited to see what those guys do this year. Monica Petaway, no excuses. This is the same Missouri that almost beat Georgia last season. Hey, for real. For real. Good win over Mizzou. Good win over Mizzou. Get into this bye week. Rest up. Get ready for LSU. We got here Don Parker. Najee Harris is out here doing Najee things. About time. Like, Najee was starting to get real frustrated in Pittsburgh. So I don't know what Mike Tomlin doing, but about time Najee is back out there doing Najee things, hurdling over guys and whatnot. About time. We got DSGB. What's up, Steven? Doing great, DSGB. Happy to have you in here. Doing Miller writes in, Bama need to play well against LSU, and they need to eliminate penalties and be more disciplined. You got to eliminate the penalties. Got to be disciplined out there. Got to play well against LSU. This is another college football playoff elimination game. You lose, you out of it. You got to bring the intensity. You got to bring the effort. You got to bring everything next week against LSU. Let's see, Dawn Miller writes in, I think if we be more disciplined and take things seriously and play hard with heart, we will be successful. That's one of the things that the leaders have stepped up and gotten guys to understand this week. Guys like Malachi Moore, guys like Tyler Booker, guys like Jihad Campbell. These guys have stepped up and have gotten these guys, their teammates, to understand we got to play with discipline. We got to play with hunger. We got to play with attention to detail. We got to play sound. We got to play fast. But we got to do the little things right, the small details that make Bama what it is. We have got to execute those. Randy Ware. I see here. Randy Ware writes in, Milroe can't handle Tiger Stadium. Like Tennessee, too much crowd noise for Milroe. He's got to prove that he can handle it. Milroe's got to prove he can handle it. Now, I will say this: Milroe proved last year at the 12th man, College Station, he can handle it. He went down to Kyle Field last year and beat A&M and had one of his better games passing the football. He went down to Jordan-Hare at Auburn. As crazy, as wild as that environment was, and had 4th and 31, better known as Gravedigger. So Milroe has gone down to some tough environments and handled it. It's just that against LSU, down there, you think Tennessee's crazy. It's nothing compares to Tiger Stadium at night. I've been down there 3 to 4 times. It is different. Going down there at night, it is different. So Milroe got to go down there with the right mindset to handle business. He's got to go down there with the right mindset to take care of business. Let's see here. Let's see. Don Parker, a legend at its finest, and about Jalen Hurts to Devontae Smith. Oh, yeah. Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, that was nice. That was nice, Monica. I mean, Jalen Hurts to Smitty, that was nice. Pork rinds, I know you were not impressed. I know you were honestly giving your critique about Alabama pork rinds. And Alabama this season, they have not looked like world beaters. They haven't, pork rind. They have not. So the start is you beat Missouri, right? Now you got to take that same mentality and go into LSU, a much better team, a much tougher team, a much more daunting environment, and you got to take on LSU and beat LSU in that environment. Absolutely. Christian Hughes writes in, Danny, keep it coming. I hope this team takes in all the bulletin board material. Well, we all know Danny Cannell has never been big on Bama. We all know this. We all know there are certain members of national media that have never been big on Bama in terms of supporting Bama. We know this. Danny Cannell is one of those guys. So Danny's just speaking what he sees. You know, he sees, hey, Bama hasn't been a playoff team all year, hasn't looked like a playoff team all year, don't think they're a playoff team. You know, I give them a sliver of hope to make it if they beat LSU. So we We know that there are guys that have not been guys that have supported Alabama there. Let's see here. Appreciate Veronica Petaway. Justice made me think of Derrick Henry on that big run he had there against Mizzou, Don Parker. But shout out and much love to the Slim Reaper, that being Devontae Smith there. My man Randy from Dogs Cast. Harold Perkins is injured and out for the season. So Harold Perkins will not play in this game for LSU. Injured, out for the season. Thank you, Randy, for clearing that up for our viewers there. So Harold Perkins will not be in this game for LSU. He is injured. He is out for the season right there. Let's see. Harold Perkins will not play, injured, out for the season. Let's see here. Stonatino writes in, which position coach have you been the most impressed with, and which have you seen the most development in? So position coach that I've been the most impressed with, I've been the most impressed with Jamarcus Shepard. I have, with these wide receivers. Been the most impressed with him, especially Ryan Williams, the growth of Jeremy Bernard. We're seeing Cole Adams get out there. We've seen Emmanuel Henderson get involved as well. So most impressed with the wide receivers coach. The position coach, and I'm seeing the most development in, and seeing him or seeing this particular coach get better and better. The development, I would go Coach Maurice Linguist with the corners. I think he has gotten better and better in his development, with these guys. You go back, you look at earlier in the season, Xavier Brown, freshman cornerback, got the pick against Georgia to seal the game there. Against Tennessee, we saw Jalen Mbakwe get a huge interception there. We're seeing guys like Deshaun Jones, King Mack get more play in there. So I think I've been the most impressed with Jamarcus Shepard. I've been pleased with how Maurice Linguist has been developing these guys week by week by week here. Game by game by game here. So let's see here. I think we got a super chat. I definitely want to address that, and that comes from my guy, Rez Moody! In here with that $5 donation, Rez Moody. He writes in, Milroe is not hurt. He has regressed and has become a one-read quarterback. Pocket presence is lacking. He will not step up in the pocket, hence the sack. So Rez Moody writes in, hey, Milroe ain't hurt. He's just taking a step back. He's regressed, becoming a one-read quarterback. Pocket presence is lacking, will not step up in the pocket. So there you go. There we go. That's one from Rez Moody. We got Mario Caldwell who writes in, Jay Mill needs better pocket awareness. I don't know why this is still an issue. So pocket awareness here. Here it comes from Mario Caldwell. But he has got to make these necessary improvements. He's got to make these improvements because you are facing an LSU team next week that if you are not at your best at the quarterback position, LSU will get you. LSU will flat get you. So Milroe has got to step this thing up. He has got to step this thing up here. We got Minka Fitzpatrick must be out there killing it. Don Parker right there. Minka out here laying the wood. Minka Fitzpatrick, one of the greatest safeties to ever come to the program, especially not just to save an error. He's just one of the best to ever come to this program, period. Happy to see Minka doing well. Son writes in, love Jalen, but he absolutely does not step up in the pocket. It was frustrating. The last few games, Milroe has not stepped into his throws, and I don't know what is the issue with that. Why is he not step into his throws? T-Town Trisha is in here. Appreciate T-Town Trisha being a part of the show on this evening. Let's see here. Run the Table Sports TV. Man, J4 ran over a Perkins last year to get in the end zone. We ain't worried. Even if he was on the field, get well soon, young gun. Hey, Milroe did run over Perkins, run the table. He did run that boy over last year. But definitely want to see Perkins recover and get back strong when he does get back when he's out for the season at this point right now. He's out for the year. But Mario Caldwell writes in with that $10 donation, helping us out here on the show. Appreciate Mario Caldwell helping us out right here. So, I mean, thanks to all of you guys being a part of the show, being a part of the program, being a part of the channel tonight. Let's see here. Doan Miller writes in, time will tell how we do against the LSU. That's the only time I'm going to be convinced. Hey, people want to be proven. People want to see it. So this LSU game is going to be the game where we all look at, okay, where is this Alabama team for real now in the start in the second half of the season? Where is this team? Where is this team? The LSU game will start that. Let's see. We got Monica Penaway. What is Jalen Milroe afraid of for him not to step up? In terms of stepping up in the pocket, that's a good question. I wouldn't see anything for Milroe to be afraid of stepping up in the pocket. I mean, I know you've got times where whether it's Caden Proctor or Elijah Pritchett getting beat on the outside and Milroe's getting sacked when that happens. But even with that, you take a Robbie Oots, you take a CJ Dupree, you go into max protection, that would solve that. Of course, I've mentioned that. Rudy Northern writes in, been a Bama fan since 1978 at age 7, roll tide for life. LSU will be the measuring stick for our team. Everybody is looking at this LSU game. This is the game right here that a lot of people are going to be looking at. Let's see here. Justin Summerlin writes in, all of us can say things about Milroe, but we don't know what the play calling scheme is. We don't know what the play calling is or the scheme. So don't talk about what you don't know about. Hey, good point there. You look at the play calling. You know, is it the play calling on that particular moment situation from Nick Sheridan? Is that the right play call? Right? So it's a totality of things. It's not just one aspect. Justin Summerlin, great point. There's a totality of things. But you got to have this thing right here and going up against LSU. My man Run the Table Sports TV with that $4.99, dropping it. And the super chat. Not too much on Milroe. Let him play his game. New coach, new system. Let him rock. Just so y'all know, he is still the top quarterback in the SEC stats-wise. That's Run the Table Sports TV. Get it to us like that. Then we got my guy, Don Parker, in there with the $5 donation. Part of Milroe's issue is the offensive line. The offensive line has to improve as well as the play calling. Milroe just needs to get his confidence back. Offensive line needs to do its thing. Play calling doing its thing. Black Elvis writes in, it's the play calling. It's the play calling. So, play calling of Nick Sheridan. Got to get right. Got to get right there. T-Town Trisha with exactly Justin. So, hey, echoing Justin Summerlin. There's been a lot of talk here on Milroe, but it's the whole thing. It's the offensive line. It's the play calling. It's everything. And for a quarterback, when something is off, it can throw off that quarterback's confidence when something's off. Whether the protection's off, whether the play calling is off, when something is off, it throws off a quarterback's confidence. So you've got to get the play calling down pat. You got to get the offensive line down pat here when it comes down to getting Milroe back to playing confident ball here. Let's see here. Lorez Mooney, $5 donation right here. Milroe is not scared. He's trying to prove he's a pocket passer. He must understand that at top, pocket passers know how to manipulate the pocket. Okay. This goes back to a conversation from the past. Milroe is trying to prove and show he's a pocket passer to all of his NFL scouts. Just play your game. That's the main thing. Just play your game. Just play your game. That's the main thing. You do what has gotten you to this point, and that's being the athlete that you are. Yes, hit the open man. Yes, connect on these passes. but you play what got you to where you are right now. Let's see here. Dylan Wiggum writes in, Milroe isn't a good pocket passer, but to be honest, some of those guys are stopping short on routes. Hey, that is a key also. That is a key also. Kangaroo Black writes in, even if it is the play call, if it's not there, continue through your progression or step up in the pocket and run. That's basic football. If the guy is not open, you step up in the pocket and go. Kangaroo Black, I feel you on that one. You go through your progressions. You even throw the ball away. If it's not there, you even throw the ball away. You even get rid of the football. Protect your body. Play the next play. Let's see here. Stonatino writes in, who could be an impact player? Who could be an instant impact player if they started? An instant impact player if they started, James Smith. I think James Smith, if he was starting right now, would be an instant impact player. Yes, he rotates in. Yes, he comes in off the bench, but he would be an instant impact player if he started right now. Let's see. Don Parker with another $5 donation, dropping it in here. Stephen M., when you talk to these coaches again, can you ask if DeBoer is calling plays now? Also, what's up with Keeley? Time for Bama to use his depth. So Keeley is at the point right now that he's ready to contribute. Keeley is at the point right now, Don, he is ready to contribute. He has learned this bandit position, which was new for him. He traveled with the team on the road against Tennessee 2 weeks ago. He is at the point now where he is ready to contribute. And I will look at if DeBoer is calling the plays now. T-Town Trisha comes in. Don't know how true it is, but I heard his dad wants him to be a pocket passer. So that's interesting there. Jalen Milroe's dad wanting him to be a pocket passer. That may be why he's trying to be more of a pocket passer, trying to, show his dad that he can do it as well. But that's interesting. T-Town Trisha, thank you for bringing that to the forefront of this conversation. But Bama Nation, I appreciate all of you guys. This is awesome. Thanks to all of you making this your show, your spot, your network to talk Crimson Tide football. As always, you want the best in news, notes, information, coverage on Bama. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store. If you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store, if you got the Android phone. For your audio needs, check us out. iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, or iHeartRadio. We got you covered right there. The good and gracious Lord sees fit. I'll try to be back on Wednesday, continuing the conversation that is Tide football. Remember, Bama fans, you got to get that subscription to touchdownalabama.com. Do it right now. Get that subscription to touchdownalabama.com so you can have all Bama in the palm of their hands there. Got to appreciate all of you, the fans, for commenting in, super chatting in, donating in, making this your spot, your show, your network, your platform, your place here for all things Bama football. Got to appreciate all of you for helping us out here on the show. We'll take some of your final thoughts here. We got Christian Hughes. Great show tonight until Wednesday. Good night, Bama Nation. Appreciate you, Riz, Moody. We appreciate you, Steve, T-Town, Trisha. Good night, Bama Nation. You definitely need those 3 hearty meals a day. That's right, Tolbert. Rudy writes in. Steven, it seems like Kiffin as an OC was very effective on the sideline. Do you agree that offensive execution and play calling would be better if the OC was on the sideline? It could. I feel that way, Rudy. When Kiffin was on the sideline, the play calling was better. Sarkisian on the sideline, the play calling was better. Michael Loxley on the sideline, the play calling was better. So I agree. I would have Nick Sheraton's behind on the field. Let's see. Love Bama. God bless you, Stephen. Roll Tide. Y'all appreciate you. Marez Moody shouting out Kangaroo Black. I see you, brother. I follow you. Kangaroo Black is in here. He's got an awesome podcast. Definitely check out what Kangaroo Black is doing. That guy's doing a phenomenal job there. Absolutely, Don Parker. Husbands love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children, you know what to do. Get you. Do all the right things, fun things, smart things, legitimate things to not be bored there. Get that schoolwork done there. Appreciate Monica Petaway being a part of the show here. Great content. Good night, everybody. Roll Tide. Get you those 3 hearty meals a day, people. Those 3 great laughs a day. Protect yourself. Protect the loved ones around you. Enjoy the bye week. Rest up. Get prepared for LSU next week. LNS writes in, first time checking this out. Loved it. We'll be back again. Appreciate you, LNS, for watching the hottest show on the streets here. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Till next time, folks, enjoy your night. You've been listening to In My Own Words.